Studs back with another UFC predictions video, UFC 295 at MSG. Sati, get us started.
I will do, and we'll start with Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. If you want me to be honest, I don't understand for a pay-per-view card how you put this in the first fight of the main card. I mean, people are buying tickets to see a banger at the first card. You would put what I would think is Matt Frevola, Benoit Saint-Denis, a fucking stud of a fight. But instead, you have Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini, which, no fault to these guys. These guys are great fighters, but it just doesn't make sense. I'm going with Diego Lopez, in my opinion. I just think Pat Sabatini is a great fighter, but the way Diego Lopez has been looking on the ground, I mean, this guy had Movsar Evloev in a fucking splindle, scared for his life on short notice. And when he is on a full camp, he is a dog. Does he look like, a weirdo with the little curve? I mean, this is like so out of style. It's weird. He looks like the guy that sung like, "'Cause tonight will be the night I will fall for you." So yeah, but I'm going with him. I do actually think he also outstrikes Pat Sabatini. So I'm going with Diego Lopez in the matchup.
Actually going to fade against you here. I'm going to go with Sabatini. I know it's not like a good first fight that we see on the main card, but there has to be some upsets, and I think it starts with the first fight. Sabatini, I think he can actually beat him on, the stand-up. You think opposite, but if it goes to the ground, obviously he's going to lose the fight. I just hope that because they stand every single round, he keeps it on the feet, and I think he might be able to clip him. So give me Sabatini.
Split on the pick there as we go to the next fight, which I think should be the first fight on the main card. Matt Frevola Steamroller versus Benoit God of War Saint-Denis. I mean, what a fucking nickname we have. Fun fact, both of these guys are Army men. They were ex-Army men. Matt Frevola for the U.S., obviously Benoit Saint-Denis, you can hear it in his fucking name. He is a Frenchman. These two have been on fire recently. I mean, Matt Frevola knocking out Abu Azaitar. After the Terrence McKinney loss, he just said, whatever, I'm going to start knocking these fuckers out. Finally cracks the chin of Drew Dober. I mean, that is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Drew Dober still has a wonderful chin since we saw in his last fight. He is still chin-tested, and Matt Frevola cracked it. Benoit Saint-Denis against Thiago Moises looked fantastic. Is it in France and that could have possibly played a part? I do think so, actually. But with the pick, I think Benoit Saint-Denis' wrestling is actually too much for Frevola. The striking exchange is going to be a scary one for this pick because I'm going Benoit Saint-Denis, and there is easily a chance Matt Frevola catches him. And with the power that Frevola has been showing, he can knock out anybody in this division. That's what it looks like. I mean, knocking out Drew Dober is wild. Like, he's been cracked so many times, and the person that's done it is Matt Frevola. So this guy has overwhelming amount of power, but I think Benoit Saint-Denis' size and strength in the wrestling will actually get him a win. Give me Benoit Saint-Denis by third round sub.
I love it. Benoit Saint-Denis is going to destroy Matt Frevola, and this is why. Not only does he outstrike him in significant strikes at a higher rate, at a higher clip, at a higher percentage, but like you said, his wrestling is way too much. And look, Frevola is on a miracle run right now. I'm not denouncing his last knockouts, but let's not forget who he is as a fighter. So I just think he gets taken down. He does not stuff the takedowns as well. He is, I think, of 40% that he stuffs them, which is insane if you want to be a top contender, if you want to be a top type of, a guy in the division. And going up against the God of War that shoots and can shoot and hold you down and then TKO you, I think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to demolish him. So give me the God of War.
And let's not give any disrespect to Matt Frevola because this guy has been a stud. He is stud profound. The Drew Dober, the Abu Azaitar. But before Terrence McKinney and his loss against Arman Tsarukyan, which is, I mean, this guy might be a champion one day. You have a win against Jalen Turner, a draw against Lando Venata. I mean, this guy has competition written all over him. So yes, we're both going with Benoit Saint-Denis, but if Matt Frevola, if you're listening to this, you're a stud, okay? Prove us wrong because you are an amazing fighter. And then we go to the next fight, We got my girlfriend. My girlfriend's actually fighting. Like my wife, she's full on fighting. It's guys, you know, I'm gonna go with my wife, obviously. And we got Mackenzie Dern versus Jessica Andrade. And trust me, I'm not talking about Jessica Andrade. I'm talking about my girl, Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern's wrestling and jiu-jitsu is, I mean, top of the notch in the women's division. But her striking has been really good. I mean, she was putting up issues in her last fight, and she has, you know, somewhat decent striking for the looks of it right now. I'm pretty sure she knocked down Angela Hill in her fight. And the way Jessica Andrade throws with the leaping hooks and the triple hooks, I mean, I can see a Yang Jianan exchange happen. Not the knockdown, not the knockout, but maybe Mackenzie starts piecing her up, getting her worried about the strikes, then going for the takedown. I'm going Mackenzie Dern by decision because it's super hard to take out Jessica Andrade unless you have overwhelming amounts of power. I'm going to give it off to Andy because I know who is the number one Jessica Andrade hater, and that is Andy.
Hello, Andrade, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I am a huge hater of you, and this is why. I believe that she is a fake, a phony. I believe that she tries to be a Mike Tyson wannabe. She bounces her head like that, even though she's evading no punches. She runs into punches, if anything. If you want to talk about her wrestling, she is terrible. She gets all these women to the ground and does absolutely nothing with them. She has under a 0.5 submission rate per round, while Mackenzie Dern gets people down in half the amount percentage-wise and over triple the amount of submission attempts. I do not like Andrade. She got guillotined by Talia Santos, and I know that Mackenzie Dern is going to log up some type of choke that is going to send Andrade back to the place that she should be in this division as a gatekeeper, and that will be the end of what we hear of the once renowned Andrade. So give me Mackenzie Dern.
I think that's the most Andy's ever spoke to one of these fights. I mean, this is D1 level hating, in my opinion. Let's just go to the co-main, where Andy is not going to be this mad unless he hates Russians or English men. I don't know. We have Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall, and I will always say this. Dontel Mays, yes, you did injure John Jones, and it sucks for John Jones to tear his pec. I hope he's okay. I hope the GOAT is fine. But this fight's so much better. I mean, this fight is so exciting. We have Ivan Drago versus a top-notch lava Englishman. So let me just put on my hat, because I'm going with Tom Aspinall, and here's why. Sergey Pavlovich has not fought someone to the speed of Tom Aspinall. The only caveat to this that I am semi-iffy about Tom Aspinall as a lock is the fact that he only had 2 weeks. And yeah, people are saying Sergey Pavlovich had 2 weeks. Sergey Pavlovich was the replacement fight to this. He's been fight ready. I mean, there's a difference between training periodically to being fight ready. So that is obviously a caveat, and that is obviously a big reason why Tom Aspinall is not the lock in this card, because Tom Aspinall in a full camp, I think, overwhelmed Sergey Pavlovich with the wrestling, with the submissions, with his striking. I think Tom Aspinall is too fast for this heavyweight division, that people in the names of Cyril Gane and Jalton Almeida and John Jones are the only ones that can compete with Tom Aspinall in terms of speed. Sergey Pavlovich hits like a truck, and if Sergey Pavlovich is watching this, he's probably already rocking me right now as we speak. I'm already getting a headache just thinking about his punches. He is deceptively long with an 84-inch reach. It is a tough fight. Obviously, it's a pick'em fight. I'm going with Tom Aspinall just based off the speed, because Tom Aspinall does have power in those hands, and it's a heavyweight fight. I mean, these guys average 2 minutes and 30 seconds of every fight. That's their average fight time. I'm going with Tom Aspinall in the pick. I wouldn't have this top hat on if I wasn't going Tom Aspinall.
I want to preface this by saying both fighters are crazy good. You got Tom Aspinall's crispy combos. You got his wrestling, very good, lands at a very high rate. And then you got Pavlovich that just is way too strong for his own good, right? The only thing that I see being a problem is when Tom Aspinall shoots that little low calf kick, that inside thigh kick, I see a 2 coming right down the pipe and cracking him. Do I think it's going to be the end of the fight? No. It's very close for me. And even wearing this, I can't go with the person that I would. But I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall. I just think he's better. I think this is the fight that really cements him as that top one, top two. That, again, you want to talk about the surreal gun, you want to talk about the speed, you want to talk about all those type of fighters that hold those high attributes. It's going to be the Tom Aspinalls. And it's in MSG. I would love to see it in, London or something like that. Just get a full, British side from Aspinall. But give me him. It's going to be a very close fight, though, and Pavlovich can end it in less than a minute if, he gets a right clip. But I don't see Tom Aspinall being that lazy in defense that gives him that opportunity. So give me Aspinall.
I will say this. This is for the heavyweight champion. I think John Jones comes back, fights Stipe, and then he retires. So as much as this is an interim heavyweight strap, this is definitely the actual heavyweight strap, and this is going to be the future of MMA in terms of the heavyweight division. And in the main event, we have Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira, and this is easily the scariest fight of all time. We have the calm demeanor Viking Yuri Prochazka with his little antenna versus the stone face, standing upright, slapping calf kick of Alex Pereira. Who do I have in this fight? I just think Yuri Prochazka's striking leaves too many openings. I mean, the chakra, the flying knees, the spinning elbows, the 1-2s, the 1-2 switch stance with his chin up in the air. I think Alex Pereira can really capitalize on this. And especially with Yuri Prochazka standing so heavy on that lead foot, I can see the calf kicks hitting. I can see then Yuri Prochazka getting frustrated and Alex Pereira moving forward and getting the lead hook by a fadeaway lead hook. I think Yuri Prochazka is going to get annoyed about the calf kick. I think the calf kick is going to be a big tell, and it's going to compromise him, and he's going to end up trying to wink something out there, and Pereira catches him with the lead hook in the second round. Give me second round knockout Alex Pereira. Is it close to a lock? No, because Yuri Prochazka has such fight-ending power, and we've seen Alex Pereira's chin get tested. So I'm going with Alex Pereira by second round KO. I want to see what Andy thinks.
Well, I wouldn't be wearing this hat if I didn't think that Yuri was going to win. So give me Yuri. I know Alex has a crazy hook. I know he is better. I know he's more technical. There has to be an upset, and I think Yuri does it. Everyone's playing into the fact that, Pereira is going to do this for Glover. He's gonna everything, right? The biggest problem that we see with people going against Pereira is them going side to side, running into the hooks, running into those fucking kicks, running into all the openings. But Yuri is just so unpredictable, and the way that he goes back and forward, we're looking at the second Izzy fight, right? Izzy likes to bounce around. That's why he got caught the first round. Going into it, got cranked with a hook, right? That side to side movement. I don't really see Yuri doing more side to side. I feel like it's more of a march down with Yuri. It's a front and a back type of fight, and I think that's where Pereira, if there's any weakness, it's there. Anytime you see, even the Strickland, him trying to cut off the cage, him weird that weird Philly shell, he's trying to circle around, boom, runs into a hook, boom, runs into a kick. Like, saying that, I think that Yuri just has something special about him. I'm not faded Yuri yet. I'm not going to do it, but I will not say that Pereira can't knock him out in 30 seconds a round. He is the more skilled fighter. Of course he is. I'm just going with my gut, and my gut says Yuri. My hat says Yuri, so give me Yuri.
Guys, let us know what you feel in the comments. Let us know who you are going with. Let us know maybe some of your bets. I mean, that'd be wonderful to see. Please like, subscribe. Let us know what you feel about this type of content. It's been Studs.